Welcome to the Guided Expressions podcast with Martin Williams, the place to learn and be inspired to live your best life. Here is your host, Martin Williams.
Hey everyone, my name is Martin Williams. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Guided Expressions podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. You can do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and on SoundCloud as well. All the links that you need are available in the description box on YouTube, or you can go to guidedexpressions.com/podcast to find where the podcast can be listened to. So thanks so much for tuning in. I wanted to talk a little bit about how life is a mirror, and it's important that we remind ourselves of that. Whenever you find yourself struggling, you may be struggling in your business, you may be struggling in relationships, you may be struggling with a variety of different things. It's important to remember that life reflects back to us what we put out. I know that for me, life can get very busy and very overwhelming at times. And when it gets overwhelming like that, we tend to go into survival mode. We tend to do whatever we have to do to kind of keep up and stay afloat. But we don't really thrive in that attitude. We just kind of, like I said, stay afloat. We survive. We make it. But if you really want to thrive, if you really want to dominate the circumstances that are in your life right now, you have to understand how life works. And a big part of it is understanding this whole life is a mirror concept. So let's say that I'm a business owner, right, which I am, and I want my business to be successful. In order for my business to be successful, I need to have customers, I need to have clients, right? If I don't have any clients right now, then I've got to look at myself and I have to ask myself, why don't I have clients? Well, clients are there to be served, right? So if I'm not serving anyone, then I'm not going to have any clients, right? If I'm not giving a product or a service out, then I'm not going to have any clients or customers. If I open a hamburger stand and I don't serve hamburgers, right, I'm not going to have any customers, okay? Because people are coming there. They're not coming there for me, per se. They're coming for the hamburgers. So it's important that we understand, number one, is that everything starts with us, okay? If you're someone who has a business and maybe no one's buying, it may be a situation where you're not providing a service or a product to those people. Now, you may have some product, you may have some inventory, but you still don't have any clients. Well, how are you serving those clients, right? Say 1,000 people showed up to your website. What do you have to give them? If you don't have anything to give them, they're not going to stay very long, okay? You ever notice how you go into a mall and there may be a perfume salesperson and they want to spray you with some perfume, or they may want to try some lotion on your hand or something like that. Or you may go around the food court, and I know Chick-fil-A was really good with this. They would give out pieces of chicken to get people to come and buy from them. And you go in almost any mall where there's a Chick-fil-A there, Chick-fil-A usually does the most business out of any other restaurants, at least the ones that I've been in. Why is that? I think part of it is they understand this law of life being a mirror. If I give, then life will give back to me, okay? I don't have to wait for some magical thing to happen to bring clients and customers to me. I have to start giving of myself, and the more that I give of myself, the more life will give back. Okay? The more value that I put out, the more value I'll get back from life. okay? But it goes even further than that. If you just do that part, you'll be successful. But it goes even further than that. Because I remember when I was unemployed, I would be in between jobs, and instead of sitting by the phone, in a proverbial sense, of course, sitting by the phone waiting for the phone to ring, I would work. Like, I would do other things. Like, I remember when I was between jobs this last time, I would go and drive Uber. I was driving Uber. I could only make so much to keep my unemployment, but I was driving Uber, and I would drive Uber, usually 3-4 days a week. And, the other times I would work on like web design. I would have, I had some small clients here and there. But I always had money because I kept myself busy, and I kept doing things, and I kept putting service out into the world instead of waiting for someone to do something for me. See, if you're waiting for someone to do something for you, you may be waiting a really, really long time, because that's not how the law works. The way the law works is that you do, and then there's a response, okay? Life is responding back to you, because life is a mirror. If you stand in front of a mirror, right, and there's something on your face, you don't fix the mirror, you fix your face. Like, you fix what's on your face and you take it off, or whatever, you wipe it off, or what have you. You don't fix the mirror. The mirror is not the problem. The mirror is only reflecting what, is the image, right? The mirror is just giving you the image of what you are. So life is reflecting what I am. And if I'm struggling, that means there's something I'm not doing, right? So if you just get the sowing and reaping part down and giving, that's great. But it even goes further than that, as I began to say. It goes to our attitude, right? If I have a confident attitude, I'm going to draw confident people to me, right? I'm going to have confident customers and confident clients, right? It's a lot easier to get a confident client and a confident customer to invest in your business than someone who is not confident in you. If they're not confident in you, they're not going to invest in you, okay? Just ask yourself, do I want to go to a restaurant where the person maybe thinks they know what they're doing, or a person that knows what they're doing? It's a real simple question to ask. And I think a lot of times we don't even think on that level, but it's the truth. And, ask yourself, do you want someone who's ready to buy, or do you want someone who's still thinking about it? Because if you're still thinking about whether you want to be in business or not, then that person's going to move on to someone else, or they're just not going to buy at all, because they're just reflecting who you are, right? Once you decide, okay, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm going after it, and once you're definitive in what you want to do and what you want to put out there into the world, you're going to start drawing people that are ready to buy. They're ready to do it. And, it may not be 1 million people, right? But you don't need 1 million people, especially if you're selling something. Let's say you're selling something for $100 and you want to make $10,000 a month. That's only 100 people, right? Out of a planet of over 6 billion, okay? Just get 100 people to buy and invest in whatever it is that you're doing, and you're set, right? You just got to find 100 people who are ready. And the way that you draw them to you is you get ready, okay? Get ready. Be confident in who you are. Be confident in what you're selling. Be ready to sell. Be ready to offer. Get your product together. If your product's not together, get it together. Okay, if your service isn't together, get it together. Like, stop waiting for things to be perfect, because it'll never be perfect. It'll never be the right time or the perfect time. If you're waiting for the perfect time, I got news for you. It's not coming, okay? Now is the time to get it ready, get it together, because here's what's going to happen. When you get it together and when you get your stuff right, and get everything in place, and then you just start selling to people. You just start, this offering, whatever it is that you're offering. And when I say offer, you're not beating them over the head with a sales pitch. You're just delivering value every single day. Delivering value. I'm telling you now, the more people that you deliver value to, the crowd will grow to the point where some of those people are going to say, I want to hear more what he has to say or what she has to say. So I'm going to invest in their product. I'm going to invest in their program. I'm going to invest in their mastermind. I'm going to buy whatever it is they're selling because they've delivered so much value to me. Bob Proctor, who's this, he was on The Secret. He's done all kinds of personal development work for over 50 years. I was listening to stuff on YouTube and I said, you know what? When his product comes out, because he's got a training coming out at the end of the month, I'm going to buy it. And the reason I'm going to buy it is all the value that he's delivered to me through his YouTube videos that I didn't pay a dime for. I'm going to invest in that, because A, I want to hear more, but also B, because it's like a law of reciprocation. Because he's put so much value into my life, I want to reciprocate it back to him. Most people on a basic level want to reciprocate the value that you give to them. So just focus on the value. Just focus, if you're in business and business is not working right now, just focus on delivering value to people. Even if you're selling food, give away food. Give some samples away. Give coupons away. Do buy one, get one free. Find a way to just give value to people, and that value is going to come back, and it's going to come back in a variety of ways. Some are predictable, some are not so predictable. Okay, but make that your mantra for 2020. Is that I'm going to get myself together. I'm not going to look to the world to get right. I'm going to get myself right, and when I get myself right, the world's going to get right with me. Right? And when you do that, you're going to start seeing results. Better results than you've seen up to this point. So my name is Martin Williams. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen and tune in. Please like this podcast on YouTube. Share this podcast on YouTube. Share it on Apple Podcasts. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the podcast. And I so appreciate it. And until next time.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Guided Expressions podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify to get all the latest content from Guided Expressions. No one builds a house without a blueprint, so why are you trying to build your dream life without one? That's why the Blueprint course was created. The Blueprint course is for people who know they were meant for more. Created by Martin Williams, the Blueprint is a streamlined way to help you create the life you've always wanted. Get instant access now by clicking the link in the description box or going to guidedexpressions.com/blueprint.